Do you ever feel like no matter what you do, things just don't stick? Like you start off real strong with the goal, real strong. Whether it's wellness, beauty, or just feeling better in your own skin, you start off really, really strong, but something always gets in the way. Always gets in the way. hmm Yeah, that used to be me too, sis. I understand. For years, when I tell you I was just surviving, I literally was just surviving, just getting by. Because I was balancing so many different roles as an Army veteran, mom, wife, employee, business owner, part of multiple organizations, doing all of those roles, all while silently battling PTSD and postpartum depression. I was doing everything I thought I was supposed to do, but inside I felt like I was drowning. Okay. I was exhausted, overwhelmed, and no matter how much I accomplished, it never felt like it was enough. Like I checked enough boxes. It was always more to do. I thought if I pushed just a little bit harder, if I tried just a little bit more, that I would finally feel different. But instead, I was stuck in a loop, a complete loop, because I was trying to change my life first without first changing my mindset. And it don't work that way. Yep. I had to unlearn several mindset traps that were keeping me stuck. And if you're feeling that way too, I am going to share some things with you that help me to shift that will help you to shift too. All right. Keep watching. All right, let me tell you why mindset matters in the grand scheme of things. All right. So we can all have the right strategies. We could have the perfect plan. We could have even the best support system, right? We can have all of those things. But if we don't believe, if we do not believe that we can change, if we do not believe that we're worthy of better, none of it sticks. None of it. Yeah. So I get it though, because I was there. Like literally used to let self-doubt and old narratives run my life. Like I used to tell myself like, I'm not good with money. I'm just not disciplined with money. Or I always fall off. So why am I even try that? Right. And if I'm telling myself that, that's where my actions are going to go. But let me tell you what finally kicked in for me. It was a saying that my grandmother and elders used to say when I was growing up. Mind what you say now, because there is life and death in the power of the tongue. The Bible will tell you that. Y'all ever heard that before? Right? And what kicked in from that saying is that your thoughts, they shape your actions. The way you see yourself determines what you allow yourself to step into. Point blank, period. So if your mindset, if your mental is not in alignment with where you want to go, you always find yourself back at the same place. Yeah, so that's why it matters. So one of the first things I had to stop doing is I had to stop letting past failures define me. Yeah, I had to unlearn the idea that just because something didn't work before, it wouldn't work now. I used to literally believe that progress meant moving in a straight line. Like once I figured something out, I'd never have to struggle with it again. Life don't work like that. Life does not work like that. There were times when I thought that I had finally healed certain parts of myself, right? Only for an old habit, thought process, or a struggle to show up again. And every time it did, I felt like I had failed, right? But growth isn't linear. It's not. Life isn't linear. It is not. And progress is going to come in cycles. So the truth is, setbacks don't mean you starting over. They're just a reminder that growth is a lifelong process. So instead of beating myself up when things felt hard, I had to start asking myself, and you can ask yourself this too. I would love for you to do that too. What is this teaching me right now? What is this moment teaching me right now? Because every cycle, every challenge is an opportunity for you to go deeper, for me to go deeper, right? So instead of looking at setbacks as proof that I couldn't do it, I started seeing them as lessons. Yeah, lessons. Every mistake taught me something about what worked for me, not what worked for everybody else. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So if you take nothing else from this, take this. What didn't work in the past was just part of the process, not the final result. The second thing I started doing was speaking life over myself. Yeah. because for so long, I just believed that if I was just hard enough, if I was rougher on myself, that I'd stay disciplined. You need to eat less, Mir. Now, Mir, you being lazy, you not tired. Girl, you need to lose more weight before you look good in that dress. Girl, sleep when you dead. I used to say all these things to myself, all these different narratives. And I felt like that if I kept calling myself out, that I would keep pushing. I never left myself slack, right? I'd finally become who I wanted to be. And then that's still not what happened. Here's what actually happened. I was drained. I didn't feel good about myself. I was repeating cycles of burnout because I thought that shaming myself would keep me accountable, and it didn't. Those words were holding power over me each time I said them, but not in a positive manner, in a negative way. They were breaking me apart each time. So the real change didn't happen for me until I started talking to myself differently. I became more gentle with myself. You can be firm and gentle. I am beautiful. I am learning what actually works for me long term. What do I need right now? Resting is recovery. Like those words are firm yet gentle. That shift, that way I spoke to myself, if it's all the difference and still the difference. And I can tell you this, it's going to feel weird at first, but when you start reinforcing a new narrative, your actions, they're going to start aligning with it. Mm-hmm. All right. So the third thing I had to unlearn is I had to stop waiting for the right time. Mm-hmm. Yep. This is a big one. Because how many times do we say, I'm going to start on Monday, or I just need to get through this busy season first, or let me get the kids or the grandkids organized first, or whatever that thing is, right? You know how we do. But here's what I had to learn the hard way. There's no perfect time. Life will always be life. And remember, life is not linear. So if we keep waiting for the perfect moment, we're going to be waiting forever. So what I had to do is get in the habit of starting where I was with what I have and not waiting on perfect, right? Not all at once, but just one small shift at a time. One small shift at a time, because it does matter. It does make an impact. Listen, shifting your mindset isn't just a nice little motivational moment. All right. It is the foundation for everything. It is. Because the way that you think, it impacts the way that you show up. And the way that you show up is going to determine the results that you get. So if you are ready to make that shift, start small. Start today. Start with your words, your thoughts, and the way that you speak to yourself. Now, if you find that you want to go deeper into this, I am going to be talking even more about mindset, mindfulness, and practical ways that you can step into your I am power in my upcoming mindfulness series. So make sure you stay tuned for that. All right. But for now, let me know in the comments, what's one mindset shift that you need to work on. Drop it in the comments because I'd love to hear what's resonating with you. Remember, small shifts lead to massive change. So keep choosing yourself, one thought, one action at a time. All right, y'all. That's it. That's all for today. Have an amazing day of purpose on purpose. Peace out.